Ding dong, the witch is fucking dead. Don't forget to use the link in the description below to get 5% off your order and support the channel at coolstuffinc.com. I didn't even realise there's going to be a ban restricted announcement today. Apparently there was actually an announcement of the announcement last week that I completely missed. But today we had a PNR announcement affecting both Pioneer, Modern and Pauper. They haven't banned some shit in Pauper, but I'm not going to talk about it too much because I just don't play any Pauper on the channel, so I'm not equipped to even remotely discuss it. However, both Pioneer and Modern saw the banning of Lurrus of the Dream Den, one of my least favourite Magic cards in the history of Magic the Gathering. This fucking pussycat is up there with Oko for being one of the most broken things ever printed, making cards from Alpha look like nothing, because the card is so fucking dumb. For those of you that don't know, Lurrus of the Dream Den's actual functional ability to allow you to play things in the graveyard isn't so bad on just a 3-drop creature, honestly. Its problem comes from the companion mechanic. Companion originally allowed you just to play it out of the companion zone if your library met the condition for having it in the exile companion zone. And that proved too good and fucked Magic up real bad. And by Magic, I mean Magic. I mean every fucking format got wrecked by Companion. So in order to try and fix that, they inverted it. So you have to pay 3 mana to put it into your hand and then you can cast it. So you take your Companions into hand and then cast it. And they still prove to be too good. To quote, Lurrus's play rate, 31% in Magic Online League decks that started with 4 wins, points to a card that is contributing to the homogenization of modern play experience. There is not a significant enough deck building cost to incorporate it into a wide variety of strategies. So due to, well, in the interest of competitive diversity, to use the old line from the Split and Twinning banning, they've banned Lurrus, and for a similar reason in Pioneer too. If I'm honest with you, but Lurrus should have gone ages ago. It homogenized the format, but Modern has felt at least fun and interesting in spite of Lurrus showing up in like 4 out of the top 10 decks at all times, if not more. Sometimes 6 out of the top 10 decks on Golf which have been Lurrus. I'm pulling those figures out of my arse, but I didn't check them, but it's roughly speaking around there. You'd always look at the Modern metagame page, and there'd be 3 or 4 sets of Lurrus eyes staring at you as a minimum, and it was fucking annoying. It was actually more surprising to play a league and not see a couple Lurrus decks than it's the norm. It was completely the norm. I still think that Ikoria and Companion will go down as one of, if not the biggest mistake in modern Magic history. And I'm glad that the last remnants of it, which is, well, I say last remnants, Yorion still is knocking about with the Flicker deck and such, but some of the last remnants of it are being drained out of the format. And that's just nothing but good things in my opinion. So fuck the cat. What else would I like to see today? Well, I think the cat is the only thing in Modern that I've found really frustrating to play against recently. Murktide is close, but not to the extent of Lurrus's homogenization. And then I guess a legacy ban would have been nice. I don't think Ragavan was enough. I wish Delver wasn't always the best deck in the format, but it has been since the dawn of fucking time. I'd love to see Days go, or I guess the Murktide region itself, because Murktide region is more frustrating in Legacy, where a lot of the answers don't deal with it, and a lot of the creatures don't combat it in an efficient way. But that said, I haven't sleeved up a Legacy deck in a week or two, so I can't really comment on how the format feels since the bannings. And I've been playing Modern recently and enjoying it, so to see Lurrus go, and to see that open up the metagame hopefully, is a good thing. The only problem, I guess, honestly, is that Amulet Titan is kind of the deck to beat, and there being Lurrus decks to combat against it was a thing. Hopefully there will be other decks that can still beat the Amulet Titan deck, and maybe one day Primeval Titan will even catch a ban itself because of how fucking good it is in a format where you can accelerate out so fast. And the funny thing there is, I'm saying that as a hypothetical in maybe in the next year or so, but I don't think the Titan needs the ban. I think we should be banning the enablers, not the end result. So we should be banning the things like the Amulet, for example, if Amulet Titan ends up being the best deck in the format. I'm talking like a twin pod situation where it's not oppressive, but it is the best thing to be doing. And it does kind of look like that a lot of the time when I read other people who are much better at the format than me. Their articles and their discussions of the deck they're playing, they're always like, recently at least, Amulet is the deck to beat. So what do you think? Are you happy to see Lurrus go? Do you think Amulet's now going to be omnipresent? And what are you playing in Modern at the moment? Hopefully I'll have some Modern gameplay up on the channel this week. Format's pretty fun. And maybe I'll just have to play Cat Jesus to try and beat the Amulet Menace. That's not going to happen, is it? I don't think D&T's the deck to beat it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.